Imagine walking in a thick, misty jungle. The ground rumbles beneath your feet. Leaves rustle overhead. Suddenly, from between the ferns, a massive shadow moves. Then, the iconic roar of a Tyrannosaurus Rex echoes through the trees. Sounds like a scene from Jurassic Park, right? But what if this wasn't just a movie? What if we told you that science is slowly just maybe making its way toward turning this fantasy into reality? Can dinosaurs really come back to life? Can we recreate them using ancient DNA? Or is the idea just science fiction with no real science behind it? Stick around, because in this video, we're digging deep into ancient fossils, cutting-edge genetics, and one of the most exciting what-ifs in science today. Before we start resurrecting extinct giants, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any of our epic explorations into nature, science, and the mysteries of time. Let's begin by asking the big question. What is DNA, and why is it so important? DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, is the code that makes every living thing what it is. It tells cells how to build a body, what size, what shape, what color, and even how it behaves. So if we want to bring back any extinct creature, we need its DNA. But here's the challenge. DNA doesn't last forever. Scientists estimate that even under perfect conditions, cool, dry, and protected from sunlight and radiation, DNA can survive for about 1.5 million years. Dinosaurs, on the other hand, went extinct over 66 million years ago. That's a massive time gap. So, even if we find a dinosaur fossil in incredible condition, the chances of it having readable DNA are practically zero. But that hasn't stopped scientists from trying. Over the past 2 decades, researchers have made jaw-dropping discoveries in fossils that were once thought to be lifeless rock. One of the most famous examples comes from paleontologist Dr. Mary Schweitzer, who shocked the scientific world when she found soft tissues inside a T-Rex fossil. Blood vessels, flexible collagen, even red blood cell-like structures. While this wasn't intact DNA, it gave the scientific community hope that maybe more than bones could survive across millions of years. Still, it's important to note, soft tissue isn't DNA, and without a full DNA blueprint. Cloning a dinosaur is like trying to build a spaceship using just a few random metal scraps. So, if we can T-clone a dinosaur the way Jurassic Park imagined, by pulling blood from a mosquito trapped in amber, what's the next best option? This leads us to an exciting field called de-extinction. De-extinction involves using modern genetic tools to bring back extinct animals, at least recreate them as close as possible. Sounds crazy? Well, it's already happening. Scientists are actively working on reviving the woolly mammoth, an Ice Age giant that went extinct just a few thousand years ago. How? By extracting frozen DNA from preserved mammoth remains and comparing it to their closest living relatives, Asian elephants, using CRISPR-Cas9, a powerful gene editing tool. Researchers are inserting mammoth genes into elephant embryos. The goal? Create a hybrid animal that looks and behaves like a mammoth. This process gives us a clue. If we want to bring back dinosaurs, something similar, we need to find a living relative. And here's where things get really wild. Birds are living dinosaurs. That's not a metaphor. It's scientific fact. Based on fossil records, anatomical features, and genetic studies. Modern birds evolved from a group of 2-legged carnivorous dinosaurs called theropods, the same group that includes velociraptors and T-Rex. Think about it. The wishbone in chickens, the scaly legs of birds, their hollow bones, and even the way they lay eggs whole. These traits come from their dinosaur ancestors. So, could we reverse engineer a dinosaur from a bird? That's exactly what some scientists are trying to do. Enter the concept of Chickenosaurus. Evolutionary biologist Jack Horner, who also advised the Jurassic Park films, believes it's possible to reawaken ancient traits inside a chicken's DNA. This idea is based on atavism, the reappearance of ancestral traits that have been genetically switched off over time. All living things carry genetic leftovers from their evolutionary history. And birds still carry dynogenes in their DNA. By using CRISPR to activate or deactivate specific genes during embryonic development. Scientists have already created chicken embryos with teeth, long tails, and clawed hands, features their dinosaur ancestors once had. But don't expect to see a full-grown T-Rex-sized chicken anytime soon. The process is complex, controversial, and filled with ethical challenges. One major question is, what do we do with a living creature that has been genetically engineered into something new? Would it be treated like an animal or a lab experiment? Could it survive in the wild? Would it suffer from deformities or behavior issues? These are questions that scientists, ethicists, and lawmakers are still debating. Let's not forget the ecological angle. Suppose, somehow, we successfully created a dinosaur or a near dinosaur. Where would it live? The Earth has changed drastically since the age of dinosaurs. The continents have shifted, the atmosphere has different oxygen levels, and the food chains are nothing like they were in the Mesozoic era. A dinosaur wouldn't recognize anything. Modern pathogens and bacteria could be deadly to it. And even if it did survive, it could throw today's ecosystems out of balance. Think about invasive species like the cane toad or Burmese python. Introduced to new environments, they wreak havoc. Now imagine a creature the size of a bus doing the same. So maybe the real goal isn't to clone dinosaurs, but to recreate their traits in controlled ways. Beyond the Chickenosaurus, there's also scientific interest in creating synthetic organisms inspired by ancient life. For example, some researchers believe that studying how dinosaurs grew, metabolized food, or resisted disease could inspire biomedical breakthroughs. There's even research into using dino-like proteins to improve durability in synthetic materials or to understand aging in modern animals. And of course, there's the educational and inspirational side. Just the idea of bringing back ancient life ignites imaginations across generations. Kids become future scientists. Museums gain attention. Public support for science increases. The dinosaur dream has value even if we never bring back a real one. So, where does that leave us? Can we bring back dinosaurs using DNA? The honest answer is, not the way movies suggest. We won't be cloning a perfect T-Rex from ancient amber anytime soon. The original DNA is far too degraded. But thanks to advances in genetics, we might one day engineer animals that strongly resemble dinosaurs. These creatures may not be real dinosaurs, but they could walk like them, look like them, and maybe even roar like them. And in that sense, we'd be stepping into the closest thing humanity has ever seen to a real-life Jurassic Park. But just because we can do something, does that mean we should? That's the million-dollar question. Some scientists argue that instead of trying to recreate long-extinct animals, we should focus on saving the ones that are endangered right now. After all, the world is losing species at an alarming rate. Elephants, polar bears, and even birds are disappearing due to climate change and habitat loss. Maybe the best lesson dinosaurs can teach us is not how to bring them back, but how to prevent extinction in the first place. Still, the science marches on. The tools we're developing in the pursuit of extinct DNA are also helping in cancer research, genetic disease treatment, and even solving ancient mysteries about human evolution. So whether we ever see a living dinosaur or not, the journey to answer this question has already changed the world. So now we ask you, what do you think? Should we bring back dinosaurs if we could? Would you visit a park filled with cloned dino creatures? Or does that idea sound like opening a door we're not ready to walk through? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into science, history, and imagination, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to support more incredible content. Who knows, maybe one day you'll be the scientist who rewrites Earth's history, one gene at a time. Until next time, stay curious, stay wild, and remember some mysteries are better left buried. Unless you're ready to dig up the truth.